What's going on, guys? This is Grimm Reaper bringing you guys round one, match two of the official One Piece draft, bro. We doing this shit again in 2018, my nigga. We've got some heavy-ass hitters today, bro. Heavy-ass hitters today, bro. Marineford is fucked up because of these 6 niggas, bro. And if these niggas don't really come out with a W, it's because they has. So hop in the Discord right now, everybody. The link's in the description or whatever. And fucking tell these niggas they ass in their faces and shit. All this match is going on. The next match will be on the 11th, so check that out. That's the game of the week. But today we have One Punch Gang versus We Got the Scraps. One Punch Gang is led by last year's team captain Soap, who led them to the top of the table. And they have 2 new players, one of which is subbed out at the moment. The opposing team is led by a bunch of rookies. The leader being Red Nose, but they all have debating experience. Their teams are good. They had a chance to pick all their characters on their own. The lineup today is We Got the Scraps with Kizaru, Crocodile, Mont Dor, Bello Betty, and Frankie versus One Punch Gang using Jinbei, Dofi, Akainu, Caesar, and Bluno. If the 2 captains will meet me for the people for the beginning dice roll.
All right, that's you, Red Nose.
Hey, go to the dice roll. Let's get it.
All right, so what do you want to do?
I'll let them go first.
All right.
All right.
So the first question is, the character with the most hype. Red Nose, who's your first player? You have 1 minute to decide.
Kizaru, baby.
Okay.
Kizaru-kun. Let's do it.
And so,
Give us a second.
all right, you got 1 minute.
Yeah, we're gonna go with Dofi.
All right. All right. So the lineup is Dofi versus Kizaru. Which character is the most hype? Red Nose. You'll be going first. You'll have 3 minutes to detail your answer.
All right. All right. Is known for hype. Literally, even his quotes on speed is weight. Have you ever been kicked at the speed of? Have you ever been kicked at the speed? This Kizaru's own introduction is like the most ever in One Piece, right? This guy literally came on a camp and landed in the explosion. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is this dude? Is he right? Kizaru literally single-handedly took out the whole supernova. He is like a doofus character, but you still know this nigga can body any person he can. He has more hype in any admiral and any person throughout One Piece. Nobody want to see a Kainu fight. Nobody want to see Kuzan fight. They always want to talk about just literally the light fruit. When you ask any person, most of the time, they're like, "Oh, I want to get the light. I want to turn into light." Is the epitome of power. The dude can travel at the speed of light. The dude can kick at the speed of light. Even in Punk Subodhi, this guy accidentally, with no name attack, destroyed a mangrove tree the size of, right? No name attack. No admiral. There you go, big news.
Yeah, when it comes to Kizaru, he's just straight hype. Like, he didn't kick people in the face, light speed, boom mountains, and even in recent arcs, he said that, so pretty much Big Mom and Kaido are going to meet up, and he told Akainu, do you want me to show up? He's about to fight 2 Yonkos. Like, there is no more hype moments than that. He fought Whitebeard. He fought Rayleigh. 2 confirmed. Nobody else in the story has those type of feats.
Facts. Hello?
Hello?
All right, is it my turn?
Yeah, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
All right. So another thing too, this man lands and his orders are to take out Luffy and company and body these supernova. But you know he ain't worried about that. He's worried about trying to get his phone working, trying to get in touch with Sentomaru. The moment he shows up on Sabaody, this man who is carefree, who is laid back, we have not even seen his full potential, body all of the supernova casually and walk off like nothing happened, is impressive in itself. And on top of that, The only person to do any hint of damage to this nigga had to be the right-hand man of the Pirate King. If you even want to consider a scratch on the face, any type of damage.
Listen,
Whitebeard, my nigga, Whitebeard on top of that, Whitebeard thought he could help Ace out, help Luffy get to Ace. The nigga said, man, put that shit down, put your staff down, you here with me, and while I'm at it, let me go blow up Luffy's key so he doesn't free Ace. The man is on it, and he ain't worried about nothing. Go ahead, Rico.
even
Time's up.
listen.
Y'all let me go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So Dofi started off like a monster. That nigga showed up in a mink coat and some glasses. Cut off Orz's leg like it wasn't shit. So not only does this nigga have sauce, that nigga shows up to Marineford, cuts off Orz's leg. We don't know what the fuck his power is. Everybody's baffled. We just know that nigga moved his fingers and that nigga leg was gone. Then he parasite stringed fucking Jozu and cut the head off Crocodile. Like without even trying. That nigga was giggling, laughing, flying around fucking Marineford, doing all his shit. Come back. This nigga, we find out he also knows the fucking secret of Marijois. And he can control the Gorosei and have them do his bidding at will. This nigga was beyond hype when we first met him. He's still hype because we still don't know what the fuck he knows and what he's capable of still to this day.
Hey, let me say this, right? Because Jay Hudson hit you with the little light work. We know that this nigga Doflamingo is Stone Cold Steve Austin. Let's talk about how this nigga took over Dressrosa. He came to King Riku. He said, hey, little bitch, I want you to give me all the motherfucking money you niggas got, or I'm going to kill everybody. King Riku said, okay, nigga, I'm going to do that. Don't worry. Calm down. Calm down. Sat there going around, gathered all the money, begged his citizens. Then Doflamingo, the motherfucking puppet master, had this nigga kill all of his citizens and then want to come in like he motherfucking Superman and act like he saved the day and ruled the country for years. Okay? And this is a nigga who, by all means, with that secret, had niggas like Kizaru and Akai Inu unable to do anything because the niggas above them had to fear the shit that he knew. That is beyond hype to me. Like that this person, no matter position or no matter strength, is a threat on a world level because of what he knows. Like, if you want to add anything?
All right, yeah. Best speech in the story so far. That man summed up what the story is going to be about. Not Blackbeard, not anybody else fucking foreshadowing the war. He was the first one to say things are going to hell. The throne wars, first off. Second off, this nigga, like we said, at Marineford, this nigga was ready to court Crocodile, right? He was ready. He was there not to do his job. He was there to laugh and joke, have a good time. He's an entertainer. You know what I mean? Like this nigga in Dressrosa, he's literally going around and making niggas kill their family, kill other civilians. You know what I mean? Like
and Doflamingo played like little emotional games.
Not only
the nigga had Ace's devil fruit and when
all right, we will now be entering the rebuttal section. Please be cordial. Speak clearly. If you have any connection issues, please adjust them. And let's get it popping.
Am I like it now?
Yeah, you Gucci Lou.
All right, Gucci. Okay, listen. Doflamingo, right? This motherfucking ass was scared of an admiral. When Kuzan came by, he was sweating like a pig. The nigga had to leave. Even though Smoker, he had to kill Smoker or his whole shit was gonna go down. But he can't take the chance. He knows what he's up against, right? Kizaru is at the same level of this man. Doflamingo is not as hype as an admiral. The dude can literally nuke a fucking island with his light.
Smoke.
Dofi. Can I handle this?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, yeah. Dofi said fuck Kuzan and everything he believes in. He was about to attack Smoker anyway, my nigga. He was sitting on Smoker still when Kuzan showed up and was like, "Can you get off my friend?" This nigga Kizaru is wacky as shit. He doesn't fucking always do his job. That nigga is not efficient at doing his job. How are you the fastest motherfucker alive and talk slow as shit? Explain that. Like this nigga
Okay.
Kizaru. Oh, it's someone else.
You didn't say.
Y'all
Can we go?
Yeah.
All right. So back to what we were saying. Listen, Dofi is considered the second half of what Alabasta was. This nigga is just another clone of the man named Crocodile. The man didn't do anything different. The same nigga who tried to take over a country. There's nothing unique about him. He got bodied by 2 rookies. When we saw this man Kizaru show up on Sabaody and body everybody casually. And on top of that, calling him a scrub, calling him a gag, a nigga who's ready to take on Big Mom and Kaido and not be fazed by it at all, when the Fleet Admiral was second guessing himself, tells you everything about how hype Kizaru was.
All right, you want me? Can I go? Or?
Wait, hold on. Just like first of all, Doflamingo is by everyone's account one of the strongest warlords, undeniably. Has the greatest backstory, undeniably, but from any villain that we've seen. When it comes to Kizaru, like Kizaru is expectation. Kizaru, by his title being a admiral, seeing that he can make explosions and fucking destroy a mountain is what we expect of someone of his position. But in terms of the story, what is seen and what is shown, it's very, very, very limited to Kizaru. It's a small window of what we have to work with. Doflamingo has panels on panels of just mind-breaking hype to him killing his own father and brother with the same gun and laughing while he does it. Okay? This is a nigga that we talking about, a motherfucker that killed his own brother and laugh.
Stop.
The question is hype, Soap. Doflamingo's backstory is not hype. He got hung, he got crucified, he got beat up and had to be saved by Treble. The man is trash. First
That's
of
a
all,
sad story.
you calling him the strongest warlord. You're talking about the admiral. We're not even going to compare power. The man's about to fight Big Mom and Kaido. Dofi brought up Kaido's name and was shaking in his boots. Please stop. It's not even a game.
Listen. Listen, Doflamingo has conquered his hockey at a young age. Much better portrayal, right? Kizaru is the only one of the admirals that was not considered for fleet admiral. And he's fucking Akinu's bitch because he has to ask for that nigga for permission to go somewhere. To go to fucking Wano. And then when you look at character design, how is Kizaru more fucking hype than a nigga in a fucking pink feathers walking down the street in fucking slacks with the coolest glasses in the motherfucking One Piece, and then we are hyped to just find out if he's fucking blind or what's going on behind his.
You dare bring fashion sense? This man is wearing a flamingo coat, some zebra pants, and some high heels, and that's what you call hype. Please stop. Second of all,
yes, it is hype.
You can't talk during this time, my guy. Second of all, you want to talk about Kizaru. Doflamingo is scared of the dude that lost to Akainu, so don't even bring up Kizaru's name. He doesn't have any L's in this story, unlike Dofi, who is getting sent to Impel Down and need to be saved by Jack, who couldn't even do that. Please stop.
All right. Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
That's on you. You go.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, a lot of niggas don't realize, like in the story, when that nigga Kizaru asked to go to fucking Wano or whatever, that nigga when Akainu told him that he couldn't go, he was the one that said, "Oh yeah, those damn samurai or those samurai." He was aware of the forces there and that he cannot beat. He questioned that himself. So he's not as hype as y'all niggas put him out to be. My nigga Dofi didn't give a fuck. He was willing to fight anyway. Always had a contingency plan for anyone. You didn't think he had a contingency plan for Kaido, my nigga?
Stop.
He was gonna.
All right.
Listen.
All right, that's cute and all. That's cute and all. But let's get it straight. Dofi is a prison bitch right now. This nigga needs an assassin to bail his ass out. Kizaru, in the meantime, is chilling, clipping his toenails, not worried about nothing, waiting for the next order to go execute a nigga. The nigga has it all in the bag. He's not worried about shit. Dofi had to study a kid his entire life just to be able to keep up with him, and even then still got caught off guard and got gamma knifed.
You hear what you saying? You hear what you saying? You saying order. He have to ask permission to do anything that he does. Okay?
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Excuse me. This nigga Doflamingo does not take orders. Okay? This was a man, by everyone's own account, held the reins of the new world. Once he was taken down, there was going to be chaos because of the control that he had as a motherfucker. And I want to go back to what Red Nose wanted, Big News said about my nigga backstory.
Let me go after
What
him.
we saw and why I say that shit is hype is that we saw a monster transforming in front of our eyes. We saw a nigga going from ruling the world, having wealth, being one of a chosen family, to lose that
Stop.
son down,
Stop.
getting beat up.
Let me
Listen.
correct you, so hold on. Let me get this right now.
Let me go on. Wait, let me go on first, right? Listen, guys. Kizaru got hurt by the guy that taught Luffy. Luffy's bitch ass nigga defeated Dofi, right? That's the difference right there, right? He got the only attack he only got is a scratch on his cheeks. When we get down to Marineford, right? You say Akainu is over this nigga, right? Why is it that Kizaru is the only nigga that got attacked by the strongest man, right? In his prime, I'm not in his prime, at an old age, didn't even get hurt. Why this nigga's getting bodied by Luffy?
Stop.
Dofi will literally go down in history as the man who lost to the Pirate King. If that is what if I want to take that as an Elto motherfucker, fine. But that's what he'll be known as. But let's not discredit who he was. This motherfucker was a part of a chosen family. He was one of the one of the original families that broke off and created the world that we see today. He lost that. He got beat up by a whole bunch of just poor motherfuckers because they were angry.
Stop.
Doflamingo is nothing but a misguided kid who got manipulated by a bunch of thugs, i.e. Treble, Diamante, and the rest of his family, bro. Please stop. The character is not hype. He's a misguided celestial dragon that could not do nothing. Do not compare him to an admiral of the Navy. He works for us. He is ours. He's a pet. We don't care what. If we want to release him from Impel down, we can. We do this. Stop playing with us.
Who tells the admirals what to do? Who tells the admirals what to do? Okay, celestial dragons, right? And what was the origin of Dofi? How much power your man got? Huh? He's got to listen to Kong. He got to listen to Akainu. Dofi don't listen to nobody. He manipulating Yonkos. He's manipulating the world government. He's making smiley fruits and shit, giving motherfuckers artificial devil fruits and shit. Shit we never fucking heard of in the story. You know what I'm saying?
That's going on, but listen, y'all just told me he lost. And get me wrong, one thing about being hype is not having an L under your name. Can y'all tell me anytime Kizaru lost that then this nigga ever got bodied? Nigga, Whitebeard, the strongest man in the world, couldn't touch this nigga. The nigga was shook. Don't give me any of that.
Yo, your boy couldn't even take down Marco, my nigga. Like, he couldn't even take down Marco without having some other nigga try to slap some fucking sea stone cuffs on him. Fucking Doflamingo was able to pierce diamond with a string, my nigga. Fucking your best swordsman Mihawk couldn't even do some shit like that. Jozu caught the strongest slash in the world and sent that bitch flying. Yet fucking Doflamingo can pierce him with a string with his parasite. Dog, no one else is able to injure.
Is this a King Kong gun to the face? I think it is. That's what Dofi took and lost. Please stop it. Cracker survived the King Kong gun. Please stop it. Dofi's in jail right now. He says the Celestial Dragon in jail. That's 2 L's. How you gonna be the most powerful person in the world and in jail? They supposed to be able to free him, right? Who's taking orders from who? Why did he show up to Marineford then? He works for us. I'm gonna keep reiterating that. He works for us. That is his job.
This is not a debate about who's the strongest. We're not having this discussion. We're talking about most hype. The same person that you keep trying to say is working for us is the same person that checkmated the whole government. They could not move against him. Your nigga could not move against him. Do you understand that? To the point that they had to wait for some world-breaking shit to happen, and then they had to have a whole meeting with a whole bunch of world leaders so they can decide whether Kizaru can move against him or not. Little nigga, the fuck are you talking about?
Stop.
First of all, the hypest moment. Let me do this, Red Nose. The hypest moment for Doflamingo is when he got knocked to the ground and got his glasses knocked off, and I didn't get to see his face. That's the only thing he had. Other than that, Kizaru is bodying this man, bro. When he showed up on this thing, he is there. Do you know why Weeble is considered one of the strongest warlords by the community? Because Kizaru said. Because Kizaru's word. He's compared to Whitebeard. Nobody else. Stop playing with us, man.
No. Let's not do revisionist history. It's not because Kizaru said it. It's what Kizaru said because he related him to Whitebeard, which is a different conversation. What we're talking about in terms of Kizaru, all the things that we've seen Kizaru has done are things he should be able to do. If he could not be able to body the supernovas, he would be trash. If he could not deal with the right hand man of the Raja Pirates when he's fucking 70, he's trash.
Stop.
Kizaru fought Whitebeard. He put his foot on his glaive, and Whitebeard couldn't move. And when Whitebeard did move, he dodged it, did again, and shot Whitebeard. And you know what happened after that? Luffy tried to free Ace. And you know what happened to that key that Luffy had? Kizaru shot. Guess what he was doing while he shot it? Fighting Whitebeard, the strongest man in the world. Please stop. This is not a competition. You lost to Luffy.
Let's talk about the difference of what your character and my character were doing during Marine Corps, right? Your character was sitting here jumping Whitebeard. My character is sitting here having fun like it's a motherfucking playground, trying to recruit niggas to join his crew like he not in the middle of fucking war.
That's cute and all. Niggas trying to recruit. Keyword recruit niggas. This nigga Kizaru, when Ben Beckman pulls up, nigga said, oh shit, it's him. And right after that nigga trolling his ass, starts beating the shit trying to hit that submarine. And Ben Beckman, the first mate of the red-haired Shanks, says, oh shit, he's still shooting? He's still shooting? I didn't shake that nigga? Of course not. It's fucking Kizaru. The nigga's got a sword. The right-hand man of the Pirate King pulls out a sword and says, oh, you got that. You got that, but I got a light sword, nigga.
Thank you, Mo, for saying that. It's funny as hell, Mo, that you said that. Because the first time someone that's not an old-ass man that could really go toe-to-toe with Kizaru, he put his motherfucking hands up. Are you serious? And I'm supposed to be hyped by that? That's what you telling me? That's impressive to you? The fuck out my face.
Man. Listen, this nigga had a whole mob do everything for him. They literally told this little bitch nigga as a kid, Dofi, if you want me to kill that dude, we got you. He was pampered up as a bitch. He got mad because he can't get slaves. He's a little bitch. He's a little fucking bitch. This nigga.
Do you realize if Dofi ever wished it, he could, like, before Luffy even showed up, he could have had Kizaru wipe his ass with the knowledge he knew. He could have literally told you, hey, the girl said, like, hey, send this nigga Kizaru here. I want him to wipe my ass because I got a big shit because I had some burritos today. Like, that nigga had power and hype around his name fully.
If you're saying he's going to do that to an admiral, this nigga had 24 hours scampering. Oh, should I leave this is your crew guy? I don't know. He had to think his way for a day. Law got his ass. 2 kids that just came to the new world. I'll say it again. One slash to the cheeks that from the right hand of the Pirate King, who taught fucking Luffy.
Stop.
Stop.
Listen,
so what's more hype? A nigga putting his hands up or a nigga teaches about awakening? What's more hype? What's more hype? A motherfucking speech about where the world is going, or a nigga telling us that he's not hurt because Marco kicked him?
I'll tell you what's not.
That's the best. That's the best thing he said in the fucking series.
I'll tell you what's not more hype. Getting crucified, getting hung up, having to kill. It's my turn. Having to kill your own dad to have backstory. Having to recruit little kids. His best person on his crew is a little girl. Having to recruit little girls. Please stop it. The man is not hype. You guys are sick. Kizaru is an admiral. He's the epitome of hype. When he steps on the page, Kizaru is the best one there.
Stop.
My nigga is gotten defeated and has.
Very good round. Very good round. Everybody get inside because that was a meteor shower. So we about to hop into the conclusion portion. We're not gonna have the free response portion. Nah, fuck it, let's do it, dog. Free response, nigga. Run that shit, nigga.
Yeah, let's not sit here and downplay my nigga Doflamingo, because you're sitting here trying to act like the monster that we saw him become wasn't fucking amazing. The fact that this nigga got crucified and killed his motherfucking father anyway. That got crucified and killed.
That is pretty sad, bro.
That's sad.
That's not hype, right? That's not hype. Getting on a fucking cannonball, right? Getting on the cannonball and exploding. Listen, you say, oh, it's an admiral. We should expect that power. Nigga, we're grown men. We love power. That's why it's hype. This nigga got
like Kizaru has done that other admirals haven't done is put his hands up when a real nigga.
It's the hypest ever food. I know you have that nigga.
Every admiral has done.
Has Dofi fought anybody above first commander level or even a first commander?
This is hype.
This hypest moment is fighting Luffy.
Why are we hyping up a character? Why are we hyping up a character with so many failures?
Stop. The conversation is no longer legible. You will have 2 more chances to fix the conversation.
All right.
Please let each other finish.
Let me start.
Yeah, we can't pick it back.
Give me a reason. Give me something that Kizaru's done that other admirals have not been able to do.
Fought 2 legends.
Because what
Body supernova?
We're talking
Body
he
supernova?
should be able
Body
to do
supernova.
that. If he could not do that,
Should
that
be,
would be
should be.
trash.
You asked what he did, nigga. You asked what he did. And I saw a nigga body the
Other
entire.
admirals could do that. Luke,
Mo.
Aokiji Baru, the whole Straw Hats when he posted, did he not?
The Straw Hats. So you're telling me each of those individual Straw Hats is on supernova level. That's cute. That's mad cute.
When I see one admiral do that, what do I expect when the whole supernovas is in front of these niggas and Kizaru come? Is he not supposed to body these captains?
This nigga said he's gonna take on 2 Yonkos.
Dofi is legit. Dofi's legit the real only villain in the story.
What?
Only one with malice in his heart. The only one that really wants to see the world burn. He's literally the Joker of the series. He's the X Factor of the series.
But he's scared of Kaido.
This man
Walking away from
Dofi has the most failure. This man Dofi has the most fails right behind his leader, his boss.
Moniker is the wild card.
Stop.
Listen.
Stop. The conversation is once again not legible. If this happens again, we'll not do it again.
Yeah. Listen, I just want to say something, right? Listen. I just want to say something, right? This nigga is scared of fucking Kaido. He's a bitch nigga. You got Kizaru. Heard the news of Kaido and Big Mom doing shit to Luffy, right? Kizaru's like, I got this.
Again, you're trying to mix up these points.
Hold on.
Let us be real. The niggas that you keep calling a failure, checkmated the one motherfucker that you're talking about. Kizaru could not move until Luffy did what he did. That is just a fact. Based on that, that's already hype. Kizaru could not touch him. Based on
Hold on, stop all that. Kizaru literally booted Luffy to Whitebeard, and Whitebeard caught him. What are you about?
You keep talking about Kizaru. What did Kizaru do to Doflamingo? Nothing.
Booted Luffy.
Nothing, nigga.
Look, Doflamingo's on his side. You need to reread.
Stop.
Hold on. Doflamingo's not even the best warlord. What are you talking about? He's not the most hypest warlord.
Exactly. Kizaru has to wipe Doflamingo's ass.
All right, the round is over. We will now go to the conclusion portion.
That was a good round, though.
Very
niggas out there just shooting niggas, man. Alright.
I love Dopey though, but he trash.
You said what? What was that, Reynolds? You said what?
I said
unfortunately, he is mad trash. Unfortunately, he is mad trash.
Red Nose and Soap. If you'll roll the dice. Alright, a 3. And a 9. Alright, Soap will be leading the way.
Wait, we gotta go first, or we could say who gets to go first?
You guys get to choose.
What do y'all think?
Let him go first.
Yeah, just give it to us so we can annihilate y'all.
So we can,
All right,
y'all could go first.
All right, so in terms of hype, what comes with hype is also what this guy's powers has and what it entails. The nigga has a fucking solar flare. A solar flare to blind niggas and just start taking pit shots at them. On top of that, if a swordsman like Mihawk tries to walk up on his ass, this nigga's gonna pull out his light sword and body that nigga. The nigga has flight. Not many characters in One Piece can do that. And Yasakami no Magtama, the machine gun of light bullets. So if you're telling me power isn't a part of a hype factor, then you're mistaken big time. Do we pass it on?
No. It's also, we're all going to talk, right? Listen, this guy, right, has a no-name attack. This guy has a no-name attack where he blew up a tree the size of that city in Saboti Arc, right? He just popped it off, and he accidentally did it, right? This guy has quotes. Like, we got fucking niggas saying, Ben Beckman. You know, he got the fucking hypest shit ever. Listen, I understand Dofi got quality of his speech, story, basically all his stories are amazing. Like, the whole story is amazing, but it's not hype as compared to a man that has the light fruit, right? And listen, I ended with this, right? Speed is weight. And he can kick you at the speed of light. Whitebeard slashed through his whole body, and he didn't get hurt. Whitebeard literally punched Akainu, made him go down like a bitch. That's the difference. He's the only admiral in Marineford that did not get hurt. Kuzan got hurt. Akainu got hurt. My book is art didn't go.
All right, and another thing too, like just at a base level, if we go off status alone, a warlord or an admiral, those titles alone hold weight. If you tell me a warlord is showing up to the Straw Hats, Luffy's already bodied Moria, he's already bodied Alabasta, and he already bodied Dofi. Has Luffy bodied an admiral yet? His status alone tells you how strong this nigga is. I'm hyped to see an admiral, but I've seen a warlord get his ass kicked multiple times. Dofi ain't shit.
He has a fucking light sword.
Got a phone call.
It's cool. He has a fucking light sword. He can throw beams at you, bro. Listen, right? The difference between Dofi and Dofi and fucking Kizaru is literally, Robin said it right. The world government, what stands tall is the admirals. They are the world's strongest military power in their disposal. That's why we're hyped. We are anime shonen fans. We are hyped for the battles. We are waiting for this man to go out. We are waiting to see what he can do. Dofi is in a jail getting butt fucked. I have to say it.
Oh no!
I have to say it.
Nice, Red Nose. Nice.
This nigga waiting for Mr. Tudor.
That's a true fan.
Get him out of the cell. He's about to get assassinated, begging for Magellan's help, right? This nigga is not at the footstool of an admiral. Just saying.
All right, let me just start off, right? So what they're talking about is the title of Kizaru, because there's not really that many panels that we can really go off, let's be real. So what they're talking about is the title of who Kizaru is. What Kizaru is doing is expectation. When we see him body the supernova, we should expect him to do that, because if he did it, that would be garbage. When we see him fight an old man at 870, we should expect him to do that because of his title. When we see him go against an old Whitebeard, we should expect him to do what he does because of who he is. But when we see him go up against a nigga that could actually step up to this nigga, that could actually do something, all of a sudden it's Ben Beckman. Okay? Our nigga Doflamingo, by status, is a celestial dragon. Okay? Who was forced out, but used what he knew to manipulate the world government, i.e., motherfuckers like Kizaru were bound to not touch him. They want to frame it like Doflamingo was under his thumb, was working for them niggas. No, the way it was clearly shown, Doflamingo had them niggas working for him to the point where he had niggas from his own crew infiltrate the world government, and that is the definition of hype, motherfucker. It's the same way when Dragon had motherfucking Ivankov and that shit, and niggas were freaking out during Info Down. Wow, this nigga actually infiltrated the Marines. That's crazy. This nigga has every late. Go ahead.
You wanna keep bringing up the Admiral title as well? Did our character not already fight an Admiral and a Supernova at the same time? Did he not? Did he not tell a Supernova that I know all about your fruit, and then told another Supernova in Luffy, bruh, you're using your fruit in the wrong way. You're too slow, and you're not hitting me hard, or you're not hitting me hard enough. And then he diagnosed this nigga's powers in a second on mere contact.
And this is the motherfucker that also just real quick, he's also a motherfucker that had the New World under his reign before Luffy fucked that shit up. He had everyone under control. He was the focal point by the shit that he had working on the underground, how he had Kaido, under his one because he was feeding this nigga devil fruits. Like, this nigga was in control. And Kizaru could do nothing about it.
Exactly.
That
nigga was able to give out orders from higher ups over the fleet admiral. Like that, the nigga who is Kizaru's boss and tells him what to do. He could put orders over that nigga to do whatever the fuck he wanted with the fucking newspaper, whatever he wanted with the world, because of the knowledge that he knows. Even after his defeat, they couldn't kill him because they didn't know what the fuck he did with that knowledge. They didn't know if he told somebody else, and that person's supposed to tell somebody else after he dies. This nigga's still a threat to this day. That's why they have him guarded and impaled down. The hype is still
assassinate him.
Stop. All right, guys. Talk about a ruined battlefield. We're gonna need some medics out here. Please give us a minute to deliberate.
Good job, guys. That was
That, that was
Yeah,
a good match. I'm
that
feeling the
was a good
energy.
match.
I'm feeling the energy.
Goddamn, got me hyped for seeing Kizaru now.
Red Nose, I don't know what you're smoking on, you and your disgusting mind. But good job.
Here we go. Madra, if you'll lead the way.
All right. Good arguments on both sides. Very respectful towards one another. Y'all presented y'all's points adequately. Y'all debated. Y'all got down. Everything y'all said on both sides was factual. I have to side with Admiral Kizaru.
All right, 1-0. When this nigga said I could call Kizaru to come wipe my ass, I was dying, bro. Like, they was talking about how like this nigga had control of like the underground for a minute. How when fucking Joker went down, the whole shit changed and shit. This nigga was like, it was. And then on the other side, these niggas are like mangroves, and then these niggas are like fucking like this nigga Jack got hype because of Kizaru. I'm like, nigga, what? Like, you out here giving hype? You out here giving hype? You gotta have hype if you giving hype. Like, oh, but then these niggas like, bruh, bro. When Soap was like, bruh. Let me not even get to it, bro. Because Black Luffy was like talking about some like, oh, they bring story info and shit too. Like, bro, the drops about hockey that he mentioned, it's. But Big News led the way. Big News led the way. Yo, that nigga convinced me, bro. That nigga convinced me, bro. I went with Kizaru for this round.
Okay, so I just have to say that I love that both teams focused on their strength. Like Team Kizaru, you guys knew you had it in power, and you kept stressing his power and position. He blew up a mangrove with one kick. He fought the world's strongest man and didn't get hurt in a place where his teammates got hurt. Like, you guys stayed the course, and you managed to talk about how Dolphy got knocked out. Someone mentioned he's getting raped in prison. I feel bad for him. If he is, RIP. On the other side, the other team mentioned an opposite type of power. They mentioned influence. And I have to repeat what Grimm said when I heard I could call him to wipe my ass. I was like, okay. And the thing that got me was when Team Dolphy said that he makes speeches that involve the world. That that was never really discredited. Like he predicts what's going on, and that is what swayed me on hype. You have a character that by his words alone is influencing the reader and the story. So I voted for Dolphy.
All right. With a 2-1 deficit deciding the round, we're going to be going on to the second question. So the second question is, which character has the most creative use of powers? If the captains will meet me for their dice rolls. And one, all right.
What kind of rolls you got? Goddamn.
What's going on, Soap?
They could go first.
All right. Lead the way, Red Nose. You'll have 2 minutes.
All right, I'm gonna lead the way, right? We're picking Frankie, right? His cybernetic power. right? The reason why I picked that is because people get a devil fruit and they can utilize it, right? It comes with advantages. You can do things with it. Sometimes it's preset, like Taba doing the fire fist, right? So let's talk about Frankie. This nigga changed his whole body as a weapon, right? He literally took out his sideburns when he was. Let's start off from the beginning. When he was fighting Luffy, right? He took off his sideburns, threw it at it, right? Like a fucking nunchucks, and then another sideburns came out. He has nail guns in his mouth. I'm talking. If you guys remember pre-time skip, I don't know if I gotta like explain to y'all, right? He literally has a shield in his forearm, has pistols, right? His creativity comes down to what he does and utilize how he uses his ability. When a pacifist that came and was crashing down on pre-time skip, this nigga used his coup de burst to push this pacifist to a huge ass place so they can get a time to run away, right? How many times did the Straw Hats get stuck at a ship, like at a location, and they needed a coup d'etat? Nah, I mean like, yo, get the cola. That's his ability. That's his power, right? This guy can breathe fire. So keep going. Who wants to take over?
So the other thing too, when I think creativity, I think of Tony Stark, and Frankie is no doubt the Tony Stark of the One Piece verse. This man has the Frankie Shogun, a robot that is great for combat ability, the Kude Burst to get you out of tough situations, like getting away from Big Mom, and on top of that, he don't need no batteries, he don't need no electricity. The man just needs his cola, and on top of that, the nigga like we said, the rocket punch, the lasers. He's got all the tools necessary to do what he needs to do to be creative. I'm passing on to big news now.
When it comes to creativity,
Stop.
I'm just name a few. Oh, we lucky. Y'all lucky.
All right.
Damn.
Oh.
I went too long.
No, I did too, man.
All right. So
Yeah, we're gonna go with Caesar. It's funny that they want to start off about Frankie being the Tony Stark of the One Piece world, which is just on its face not true. That's literally Vegapunk. And our character was Vegapunk's number 2. You know what I'm saying? So this nigga has the breadth and the knowledge and the ingenuity to rival the actual Tony Stark of the series. And not only that he can use that creativity and meld it with his actual devil fruit, his actual cash fruit. Anyone else want to jump in?
I'm just saying there's nothing more creative than having literally all chemicals on the periodic table, all combinations of that. You can make any combination you can literally suck the air out of anybody. You can increase the helium to make plants fucking bigger and the animals fucking bigger on an island. You can literally create a little garden if you want. You could do anything you fucking want with chemicals. And this nigga is control of all of them. All of them.
Like, let alone like.
No, and just to say, Frankie's not very creative because how is it creative that you give yourself a limited source of power?
Oh shit, I forgot
How
to
is it
mute myself. My bad.
with the cola? How is it creative that everything he learned was from Tom or Vegapunk? How is it creative that he literally the only reason he had the blueprints was because of somebody else to build the Sunny?
Like, he's like an inventor, you know what I'm saying? Like, the shit that he makes in conjunction with his devil fruit is crazy. Like, the shit that he used where he did that little Macarena clap shit and he caused an explosion, you know what I'm saying? Like, that motherfucking the shit, like, and his sword, like the fact that he knows the different gaseous states and how to make that shit light and essentially have like a lightsaber is crazy.
Exactly. He could fight Kizaru with a fucking light sword if he really wanted to. Like, that nigga is possible to like rip the fucking oxygen from your lungs and suffocate you at will, or fill you with fucking carbon monoxide and poison at will. His creativity
Stop.
Like,
all right. We will now be entering the rebuttal portion. Red nose.
Yeah.
Either way.
All right, listen. All right, okay, sorry. I was my bad. Listen, this nigga. Okay, I gotta remind y'all, right? Law. I mean, Caesar was hyping himself up about his accomplishment, about his factory and all that shit, right?
You got fucking Chopper in the background. You know, Chopper's a foolish motherfucker. He falls for everything. He thinks he's creative. Law's like, nah, nigga. That's he piggyback on fucking Vegapunk. This nigga is a piggyback. He's doing things that Vegapunk did, right? But my boy Frankie, right? Just think about this. My boy Frankie literally said he has perfected.
Frankie literally got all his fucking post time skip shit from Vegapunk's old island, my nigga. Like his shit is trash compared to what Caesar can create. Everything Caesar created is fucking original or like a better build onto what Vegapunk has made. Frankie has literally stole old blueprints and hoping to achieve what Caesar can already do. Like that nigga Frankie ain't got shit on Caesar in no way, shape, or form. Caesar can build a bunch of shit and he can do whatever the hell he want with any gas on the periodic table. Poison, something to heal you, something to make you fucking float if he feels like it.
First of all,
let me get this one more time because you go after this. You go after this.
Okay.
I got you. Listen, like Vegapunk has they say this nigga has 500 years into the future of intelligence of like technology. My boy Frankie said I have perfected that. He took that to another location. Let me give you a time, right? When Frankie got caught, right? I will get at your nigga Caesar. He's trash. But let me get to my boy Frankie, right? Frankie, when he got caught, right? He acted like he was a detonating bomb, right? He expanded his body, allowed himself to get free. He got out from CP9 by himself.
Caesar's ingenious enough to create artificial devil fruits. Frankie is ingenious enough to copy blueprints. Like that's the scale of difference that we're talking about.
Is it my turn?
Yeah, go ahead, Big News.
Caesar. Everything he did, failure. Devil fruits, failure. Giant kids, failure. Big Mom hired him, didn't do nothing, failure. Frankie, shield for arms, finger bullets, teeth gun. Freaking Frankie Shogun. He has a flying ship. When people heard of that, they were like, that can't be possible. It's a ship that flies. Stop it. Got away from the hero Garp. Stop playing. This is Frankie.
All that is lovely, but he did not create any of that on his own. He literally got all those blueprints from 2 other characters in the story. This man Caesar, right? This man Caesar is the reason we have those smiley fruits. He's able to create a fucking flubber that fucking calcifies you and petrifies you. What are you talking about?
Can we talk about your creativity for a second? Creativity is nice when it works. This nigga has smile devil fruits. Let's look at the hippo. That fucking hippo. The nigga gets interrupted by his own ability. Hold on. Gets into fights with his own lion. Such dysfunctional fruits, they are nothing compared to the original Zoan fruits. So don't even get me started. Creativity is nice when it works. I could be creative as I want, but I can make dumb shit all the time. Don't get me started.
Hold on, Black Luffy. Hold on. But Vegapunk, who's the actual Tony Stark of this series, who also tried to create devil fruits, wasn't able to do it at the same way that actual devil fruits are. So let's not act like this is something that has been broken or Frankie's even capable of doing. Frankie, who's apparently this great inventor, can't invent a way to protect his back.
Okay, so now you want to talk about protecting. Caesar got manhandled by Frankie, got manhandled by Chopper, got manhandled by Sanji, got manhandled by Perospero. He's not creative enough to get his way out of those situations. And he's trapped between Big Mom, Doffy, and Kaido. But that's creative. Not only that, Frankie, so I want to address a point that you guys said earlier, that he got all of his inventions from somebody else. You mean to tell me Vegapunk and Tom had a Frankie Shogun? They just had one of those walking around? No. He makes the stuff up. Stop trying to discredit Frankie, because that's what he does. He's an inventor.
Nah, Frankie, no. Vegapunk has something better. He has pacifistas. Like, what are you talking about? He literally has.
Are we arguing against Vegapunk?
No, listen. No, I'm telling you that Vegapunk, who Frankie got his shit from, right, already created those cyborgs. You talking about one fucking metal? They're not even fucking sentient. It doesn't even think for himself. You know what I'm saying? This nigga created a fucking sentient army. What are you talking about? That identifies enemies if they're allies or not. This fucking Frankie just created a fucking shogun that swings a sword in a circle. That's it.
That would be cool if we were going against Vegapunk, not Caesar. Frankie already passed Caesar, mind you. Second of all, Frankie has more than that. He has Frankie Shogun. He's made 37 other. Frankie Shogun's 38. He has 37 more. He has a submarine that Brooke and what's his name went through. He reconstructed the Mary and made a mini Mary scooter. So please stop it. Name one invention that Caesar has that works.
Smile devil fruits, man.
Yeah,
They still
Smile
work.
Devil Fruit, Chino
Yeah,
Cooley, like,
every Smile devil fruit user has been seen as a fucking all-star. Not an all-star, but what's a headliner. Headliners are one of the top members underneath the all-stars of Kaido's crew. Regardless of how we perceive them, they're still up in the ranks higher than the rest of the crew, other than the fucking commanders. So, with that being said, that means Vegapunk, not Vegapunk, but Caesar is still fucking top dog when it comes to creativity. That nigga has also been creative with making his own attacks against the Straw Hats as well. Being able to light his own gas on fire and use it as a fire sword. Frankie has only been using fucking blueprints his entire time. That nigga hasn't invented or... Like, yes, he uses ideas from, like, weapons that are already around, like guns, pacifistas, and shit like that.
Listen, I will say it again, right? Listen, I don't know how you guys... Law said, Hopper, don't get hyped. That's all they get. Right? The devil fruit, Vegapunk shit. They'll fucking... Oh, listen, I'm telling you. Go... Law literally pointed out. They don't get hyped. It's all the... Vegapunk. And this nigga got a trash-ass fucking... He has trash ability. If you look at Kinemon, right? There's no flaw on where he has like a fucking dragon coming out of his body, right? That's a perfect dragon.
Stop.
Well, again, we're sitting here and we're talking about creativity and ingenuity. Let's just call a spade a spade. Frankie has all of his ideas have come from blueprints, something that has already existed. What Caesar has always done is create new things of existence. And Big News wanted to say some little weird shit about niggas fighting. I'm pretty sure in Punk Hazard, Caesar knocked out Frankie and Robin and Luffy and captured them niggas. I'm pretty sure that happened. And he used his own invention where he claps little two things and a whole explosion happened. Like, we saw him do that, and then Chino Cooley, another invention of his, rained down poison and gas, and them niggas were running from him the whole arc. So let's not act like they weren't fighting his invention.
You guys keep talking about creativity, but as we said earlier, it only matters if it works. These Smile Devil Fruits are not efficient in the slightest, and it will be the downfall of a Yonko's crew. You have Hold'em, as we said, arguing with his line and getting the same amount of damage both ways. It doesn't only hurt the lion, it hurts him. You have the fucking hippopotamus who got bodied on sight when Luffy and Kid got thrown into his mouth. His creativity is a complete failure, and he's only feeding off the accomplishments of Vegapunk. That is all he's doing.
How is it a failure if a whole Yonko was buying them intentionally? Exactly. Like, that's not a failure. That was a success on his part. He had to create those things. He created fake devil fruits to combat against real devil fruits, to give Kaido his dream. That's a success.
He is making right a Yonko killing.
Just because they look doofy, I wasn't done, Red Nose. Just because they look stupid, and just because you don't like the fact that this nigga Hold'em was sitting here punching his tiger nuts, doesn't mean that they weren't. He didn't do what he was supposed to do.
Listen, right? This guy, we are waiting for this nigga to make a Yonko killing weapon, right? Right? And from the beginning, let's go back. We gotta retract pre-time skip, right? Pre-time skip, when he was a kid, right? He helped Tom build that ship to start. Like, this nigga helped Nami get that fucking climate tech, right? Him and Usopp's creativity helped make that, right? He literally renovated the whole ship. This guy is all about creativity. He took Vegapunk's scraps of work and put it to another level. While this nigga, he did not.
He didn't fucking know.
Go ahead, Jay.
Everything that you're saying is something that he learned from someone. He took Tom's knowledge of how to make a ship, so he built a ship. He took Vegapunk's knowledge of how to build like mechanics and cyborgs and all that shit, and he built something else on top of it. Or he added more weapons than Vegapunk initially wanted. Like, the nigga still used the basis of someone else's blueprint. He has not created anything, like, individually on his own. Nothing he makes is unique. Not one fucking thing of his is unique.
Wrong. Hold on, Red Nose. Hold on. Let me do this. First of all, he turned himself into a cyborg. I don't know if you think Tom did that, but he didn't know Vegapunk at that time. He made all the weapons from himself. And if you give Frankie the gas fruit, he'll be 20 times better than freaking Caesar. The only thing you guys are saying is use gas this, gas that, gas. That's a devil fruit. That's not creativity, my guy. Please stop playing with him. Name something more, better, and more creative than the Sunny. Because there ain't another Sunny around.
Stop.
The Shino, like it's a gas that literally that can multiply, fucking explode, and petrify you all at the same time, and they were running from it for entire arc. B, Frankie, again, sure, he could build all of this shit that from all of these blueprints, but still somehow, some way, can't fucking build some mechanical arms to work on his fucking back. That shit is crazy to me. How you the most creative nigga in the world and you know what the fuck your weakness is, but you can't fix that shit somehow, no way. You need a blueprint to figure that shit out.
Stop.
On top of that, let's talk about this man's failure about giantification or whatever it's called. This man couldn't even get the babies to be properly produced in order for the Marines to engage with them. Another thing too, Frankie is currently making anti-Kaido weapons. A Yonko who cannot get damage. We have not seen that yet to this point. The fact that he's in the making of this type of weapon will show you how devastating creative he is. He has to go out of his way.
For all we know, Frankie's weapon's gonna fucking fail. So like that means nothing. Oh my bad.
No, finish it.
He failed though. Caesar did fail. So
yeah, I was about to say for all we know, Frankie shit could fail as well. Like we don't know whether or not these anti-Kaido weapons are gonna be an actual fucking thing. And on top of that, he's still like using blueprints, my nigga. He hasn't made anything his personal self from scratch. Like he picked up parts off Scrap Island and everything like that when he was a kid. He used someone else's shit always.
Stop.
I want to say something, right? Caesar Clown had 20, like what is it, past 20 years? This nigga still can't perfect that shit, right? Well, my boy Frank, I'll post a picture. While in fucking Moria art, this nigga made a bridge and decorated that shit. That's creativity, bro. That's how much time he had. Listen, that's how much time he
didn't need no
he invented bridges, Red Nose. Like the motherfucker, he ain't invented bridges, Red Nose. The motherfucker. When we saw that when we meet Caesar for the first time and we see what he's doing to those kids, by all assumptions, we thought those kids were giant kids. We found that he was manipulating them and making them larger than they were supposed to be. And the fact that he had the ability to do that and Topper had to create something to combat that shows the ingenuity of Caesar. Caesar was always doing groundbreaking shit that had never been seen to the Straw Hats and to us as readers. When we see that he had artificial dragons on the island, the fact that he had that was poison, that was exploding, that was cloning it.
Vegapunk saw the atrocity of the giant ability, right? When he was doing it, my nigga, he was the head runner where he was running that shit. He put it down. Caesar Khan just took that shit like a little rat he is, right? He just took everything that this nigga has. This guy, Frank, has perfected. He has his own shit, right? Pre-time skip wise, right? This guy has little pistol coming out of his fucking fingers. The guy has ships, right? He made up to 36 different types of ships, and he says that kills. Right?
Stop.
You need to understand.
Yeah, look. I find it very interesting. This whole time we've been talking about who's the better inventor, pretty much, right? But our character Caesar has something on top of that. A devil fruit. I don't care if Big News says, oh, Frankie, if he had a devil fruit. We don't fucking know. He doesn't have it. He doesn't have the versatility. He doesn't have the creativity that Caesar does. That's just a fact. He doesn't have fucking chemicals at his disposal to do whatever he wants. Again, I will say it. He could create fucking little garden if he wanted to. He could literally use he doesn't even have to make he doesn't even have to use giantification or any of that shit, any of those skills to make fucking plants bigger.
All right, guys. Free response portion.
Yeah, no, that's like a good point. Like we don't have to focus on like his invention. Like the fact that he is essentially a walking newt based on his knowledge and his fruit adds to his creativity, his ingenuity. Frankie doesn't even match the capability of being able to do something like that.
Because his inventions, right?
Nigga clap his hands to create.
Can Caesar click his nose and change his hairstyles at will? I don't think he can do that. Can he fart?
His hair is made of gas, Mo.
Can this nigga fart? Can this nigga fart propel himself into the air?
Yes, he's made of gas.
He can do all that. Really? Have you seen him do that?
Gas, Mo. Yeah.
Have you seen him
Nigga,
do that? I haven't seen him
yeah,
do that.
he
If
can
he's
fart
creative,
he
why has he not done
propane,
this?
flies.
bro.
He
Our man,
flies, bro. He
our man
flies. He
can
can
fly
fly.
with gas. He can fly with gas.
Like
Yeah.
Frankie made
he
a
made
ship
himself a hot
fly.
air balloon, bro.
He
You
made a ship.
literally,
Yeah.
you
He
literally
made a
use
ship
flying as a
fly.
feat.
Has
You
Caesar?
literally,
Has
wait, big
Caesar?
news, big news.
Begin.
Okay. Well, y'all was saying something, so finish y'all point.
All right, listen. I will start off. I know that's why you have to go to Devil Fruit because his creativity and invention is not even near him, right? Let's talk about his ability. We could talk about abilities too, nigga. Listen, he has. I'll repeat everything what I said, right? He can breathe. Listen, when Luffy came, Big Bad Luffy tried to fight Frankie. This nigga breathed fire. They thought he was a Devil Fruit. Then he jumped into the water. Yo, this ain't fair. He has the capabilities of using fire, has guns, and he has Wapple metal. Wapple
All of that
metal.
comes from something. Nothing he
Yeah,
invented
like
himself. All of that comes from something he saw, something in like something he's seen used, something that's already available to everyone else in the One Piece world.
like Wapple metal's in the
Flamethrowers,
name, Red
bullets,
Nose.
guns,
Where did he
all
get
that
the
shit is
cola?
available to
Where did he
everyone
get the
in One
cola?
Piece.
Wapple
So you
metal
telling me
is
he
in the
just made
Nothing.
up
name, Red
cola
Nose.
generation?
Are y'all
Using
saying? Are
cola
y'all
as a,
saying that?
is that something?
Are y'all?
Where did he get that from? Cola energy. Where did he get that? He's saying he didn't come up with it.
And where did this nigga get Shinokuni from? It's a gas that manipulates itself, explodes, and petrifies. They were
That he
running from
created.
it the whole time. We
I
have never seen
like.
anything like that in the series.
I like how you guys avoid the cola question. Please address the cola question. Nobody
Okay.
in the series is running off cola but Frankie. Frankie made a ship from the back thrust, knocked the Yonko over. Caesar has nothing like that. He's more creative than everybody.
Caesar has a gas that
Caesar,
can petrify you off
Caesar can
contact.
literally suck the oxygen out of a room.
Exactly. He has a gas
That's
that
not
can
very.
petrify you on
That,
contact.
He helped Nami
That's
build. He helped Nami build that climate. Usopp.
No,
Him and Usopp are
that,
the
that
most
Usopp
creative team
already
right now.
invented that climate tag. The climate tag is
Nigga,
Yeah,
he said
Usopp's
I
invention.
and
invented.
It's
and
not.
just
anyway,
because you have a devil fruit that allows you to do that does not make you creative.
But the ingenuity is based on what Caesar already does, based
yeah,
on
and
how he was introduced to us. He was actually introduced as a Tony Stark motherfucker instead of fucking Frankie.
Frankie's flawed anyway. That nigga runs out of cola. He's stuck where the fuck he's at. He can't
If you
move.
run out
His
of, if
Frankie
you make a
Shogun can't move.
machine,
That nigga runs out of cola. Yet the pacifista, there ain't no fucking weakness like that because that nigga is whack. He can't
listen to
make a
yourself,
decent
Jay Hudson.
pacifist.
If you make a car that runs on gas, and if you run out of gas, your car doesn't run. It
He
runs on gas. What
is
do you
Yeah,
gas.
but
He
mean?
can't be
Frankie's
gas.
progression.
The
Wait, hold on,
pacifista
time
run
out,
off
time out,
what?
time out,
The
time out. Name a
pacifista
machine.
cannot be
Name a
stopped.
machine that Caesar has a. Please tell me.
All of Frankie's machines are based on Vegapunk's inventions.
Name a machine that Caesar has that doesn't run on anything since you guys are so mad about cola. You
Listen,
can't.
I would say the Shizukuni multiplies itself.
the way Caesar was operating was not on machinery. Caesar was creating things that had impact on the world overall, man. Like he was creating weapons. He was creating clearly fruits. Like
weapons are
Frankie
not
has
creative.
not
People
displayed
people make
anything
weapons.
on that
That is
level.
not
Exactly.
creative
This
in the slightest.
motherfucker was
What, have you
scientific.
seen
This
somebody in
was
the
a
One
nigga
Piece
Same,
world create a gas
same.
motor?
this was a nigga
I've
that was
seen
working
Boa
on
take niggas and
cloning.
turn them to
Can we
stones.
go
Have
back
you
to
seen
the
the
Can
gas
cola?
I
motor?
finish?
Can we
Can I
please
finish?
address the cola
Can I
situation? We
finish?
still have
Can
The
I
not gotten
cola's
finish?
over
I was
that.
flawed.
talking.
It's a
I was
flawed
talking.
source
Let me
of
finish.
energy.
This
The
nigga
No,
the
it's
was
fl-
not. No, it's not. No,
this nigga was
guys, because
working
he said I
on
barely
cloning and all of that shit. Frankie was in
stop.
here working on boats. How was that's not even in comparison in the
Telling
same
me
league?
Listen,
telling me a man can make
yo,
weapons and a device or his gas that sucks out the air in
He
a
was
room is
working
not
on
creative.
cloning,
That
Mo.
is
we
not
had
creative in
never
the
He was
muted.
seen
slightest.
working on
Hold
cloning.
on.
we had
Hold
Can,
never
on. Let
seen
me
gas
answer.
We've seen
weapons.
Boa take
I'm
niggas
sorry.
and turn them to.
All right. Good job, guys. If the captain's a meeting for the people for the dice roll.
This nigga better not get a higher roll than me again.
oh
Are
man,
you
Soap is
kidding?
like God rolling.
Yeah,
If
I
it
don't know
was
what's
a
going
rolling
on.
competition,
I
you
don't
would
know,
win.
man. If it was rolling, yeah.
Let me roll
But it's
next
not.
time.
It's not.
You're done rolling.
I'm done rolling.
Yeah, you're done rolling.
All right, so
They can go first.
all right. Red Nose, you'll have
Can I?
2 minutes.
All right, I'm gonna just jot down. I'm tired of talking about this parasite seed. Listen. This nigga, right, can launch his fist from his own hand. Ruby thought, yo, you copying me, nigga. Nah, it's my sovereign ability. He has cannons in his left arm. has literally, if you watch that, man, this nigga has fucking cybernetic eyes that could follow thousands of people. He fought Vice Admiral Bastille, uh, fucking half of the army of Doflamingo, army of fucking Marineford, while he was holding back everyone. Dolphy was like, yo, this guy's the biggest threat at the moment. While my boy, while he allowed Usopp just to handle Sugar, right? He handled everything, right?
Throw the oop. Throw the oop.
This guy had when he was fighting pre-time skip wise, right? He uses this guy when he was using Skywalker, right? He used his coup de vent to stop him and made him spin around and literally made him confused, right? While in the train, right? I'm taking too much time. Go ahead, Big Miss, my bad.
Okay, there we go. Now, for one, Frankie has a bunch of machines. Two, he has an energy source that we have never seen in life. Cola. Nobody else in the fiction has that, or in real life. Caesar does not have that. Two, he's a hip that shoots a Kamehameha wave out the front. You have not seen this before. And the back thrust of the ship knocked over a Yonko. Please, and top of that, he got swag. Swag is creativity. The man changes his hair at the press of a button. He has hair candy, he has a ponytail, and he can turn into a centaur. Caesar has none of those. You can go, man.
And tell me that Caesar can create weapons and he can suck the air out of a room with his own devil fruit, his gas. That's who he is. That's not him being creative. Me telling you that Frankie can click his nose and change his hairstyle is not the same as Caesar, who's a free flowing body of gas. Changing his hair is not hard for him to do. That is not difficult to do. The man has lasers. The man has made so many designs, and talking about saying, oh, he just steals blueprints and makes them. He's putting his own alterations into them. He is creative as fuck.
Listen, hair manipulation, weaponry. He has fire manipulation, right? He has Wappo metal.
Stop.
He has versatility.
All right. So,
Go ahead, Black Luffy. Oh, Black Luffy. Oh, yeah, thank you.
Pre-time skip, right? When this nigga was on his own, the only thing he really did was learn how to shake up some cola and fucking use carbonation. That's it. That's all he really did, and it's limited. He has to go to the refrigerator to get some fucking more power. How is that creative? I don't understand how you think that him going to a fucking refrigerator is the ultimate thing that makes him a fucking inventor. Bro, it's carbonation. I can shake up a drink and it's gonna spill over. That's all he did. While our character took gases and created a whole fucking new element. He created Shinokuni. That does multiple things. You can say, oh, it's just as fruit as gas, but you have to know what to do with it. You have to know the chemical mixtures and make up the things. You cannot just be a dumbass and fucking take a fruit and just do all these things. He literally he uses it for all types of like. That nigga was in between two Yonko, and he was manipulating and fucking controlling that, like he was able to yeah, go ahead.
Frankie Caesar, right? Caesar, Big News came up with this funny shit about swag. Let's talk about swag, right? Like this motherfucker Caesar really could, if he wanted to, wear a cloak of motherfucking THC. You could get high just fucking with this nigga, okay? So let's not talk about a motherfucker with swag. Frankie wears a Hawaiian shirt and fucking Speedos, nigga. Who the fuck? Whose man's is that? That's not swag, nigga. That's gay, okay? Two, this nigga Caesar was working on a plane that of different existence. Okay, he was working on cloning, he was working on devil fruits, he was working on turning normal motherfucker into giants. That's not something Frankie was doing. Frankie was taking blueprints and applying that shit. That's why Red Nose keep going. He had Wapple metal. It's in the name, motherfucker. It's Wapple's metal. Okay, he ain't create none of that. That's not ingenious. That's just being an applied learner. That's what that is. Okay. Yeah. So and Caesar again on swag.
Damn.
All right, man.
That's the points I want to get on.
What a fucking shit, man. Just give us a minute.
Yo, he said Waffles metal. Oh my god, I'm dead. Slope
The
and
thing
the
is,
dash.
so much stuff, right?
I was trying to talk about the battleships.
The most important point was cold.
They touched on.
The thing is,
Nah,
right?
but the call is the flawed
I
choice,
just wanted
man.
to like,
Pacifista are running off fucking.
I just wanted to
nothing.
pinpoint that
We can continue to a fucking
Caesar's
beer.
ability, his own creativity is from Vegapunk. That's why that was my problem. I want
All
to put
right,
that
guys.
down.
Milo.
Hi, guys. Another great round. Um, this this round it was pretty close. You both kind of touched on the same argument. Inventors. One side had robotics. One side had biochemical engineering. It was interesting to see how the two sides played one another. Both sides tried to use the angle of that their opponent was a copycat of someone else. Um, one side though kinda kept hammering the point home of like a copycat, and they managed to bring out a point where not only is it a scientist, but they also have a devil fruit that they use. So I gave it to Caesar.
Um, so when the Caesar team started to emphasize about the cola, that's when things turned almost completely for me. Um, Big News made it very, very clear that nobody else in this series has cola. And uniqueness is indeed a form of creativity. Um, Throwing sideburns, like they mentioned in the beginning, the coupe de vent, like they mentioned in the beginning, the rocket punch, like they mentioned in the beginning, the lasers, like they mentioned in the beginning, all either fell under or didn't fall under what Soap's team kept harping on, the fact that he has alterations and not that many inventions. And once again, the nigga put the shit on his back though, right? They just came in. What about Frankie Shogun though? What a blueprint with Frankie Shogun at? I was like, nigga, stop, right? You doing too much, right? You doing too much. But then when they said this nigga makes Shigekuni, bro, fucking Yonkos are fighting over this man's inventions, making little kids big. These are all things that these motherfuckers said. I gave it to Caesar.
Yeah, good arguments on both sides. I like. I'm with Grimm when he talks about Big News' passion. He mentioned this, but he didn't keep on mentioning it. The invention of the smile fruits do have backdraws to them. We see it with Hold'em, and you see it with the hippo dude in the last chapter. And he mentioned about Momo, how his artificial devil fruit that was invented by Vegapunk actually works. But y'all's team didn't harp on, like Soap and them kept coming back to the point of talking about what Caesar's smoke does, what his gas does, how he uses it, how he invents stuff, the weapons of mass destruction, and everything like that. So I had to say that the team that made the stronger argument in this round was Soap's team. I got to go with Soap.
All right. Thus ends the second round, and we have a 4-2 difference in the scoring. This makes this final round quite essential for the final result. If the captains will beat me for the people for the dice rolls for the final question.
Finally. Nigga again, 10 of the shit. What the fuck? Roll again. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Red Nose.
He can go. Let's go.
Okay. Soap.
Yeah.
Out of the characters that you have remaining, Crocodile, Montdor, or Bello Betty. Excuse
No
me.
other team.
You might apologize.
That's our team.
Jinbei, Akainu, and Bluno. Choose one.
Jinbei.
Okay. And Red Nose. Out of Crocodile, Montdor, and Bello Betty. Choose one.
Oh shit, this is a hard one. I'm gonna say Bella Betty.
Bello Betty. Okay. Here is the final question of the match. Which character has had the most unfortunate past?
Oh shit. Damn.
Again, the third question is, which character has had the most unfortunate past?
You want us to go first, Red Nose?
Utter bullshit, bro. God damn.
That's bullshit. What the hell?
Do you want us to go first, Red
Let's go.
No, go ahead.
Damn.
Who want to start off? You want to start off?
I can.
Go ahead.
My nigga Jinbei has been struggling since day one, dog. Like he's
What, motherfucker? What?
like this nigga started off getting his ass whipped by Fisher Tiger. Then his captain got killed. That happened. He went and fought Ace for 5 days. Got passed out. Couldn't beat Ace, and like ended up fucking having Whitebeard have to fight his battle for him. That was another L for old boy. The nigga got put 1-on-1 against fucking Big Mom at the end of Whole Cake Island. Couldn't go nowhere. Had to let his other new captain, after his last one got killed, get away. What else? Got fucking ran through by Akainu trying to save his would-be new captain.
Can I jump
Someone
in real
else take
quick?
the reins. Yeah.
Okay, listen. When you want to talk about Jinbei, you have to think of one word: sacrifice. Jinbei has always sacrificed for his people and his cause. When I think of Jinbei, I think of Martin Luther King because, you know, they have a lot in common. Jinbei, you know, was a nigga from the gutter, okay? He was a nigga from the back alleys and then, you know, Fishman Island. He was hit with the hood rats that worked his way up and became a royal knight. But then he
Second
left.
class citizen.
Right? He left that shit to go fight with who? Some slaves, motherfucker, some slaves. He fought with some slaves to empower them and impassion them for the tragedy that they felt to only lose his captain because he refused to take human blood. This is go ahead, Black Movie.
I'm just saying there's nothing more impactful than being a second class citizen and trying to free your country. Nothing more impactful than that. His captain tried to do it. This captain tried to do it. Now he is literally that is his goal is to free Fishman Island, and they are
Stop.
prisoners. They're
Stop. All right. Red Nose.
Red Nose.
Goddamn, I gotta go ahead, Kenan. Listen, guys. Listen, my niggas, right? Let's look at the revolution, right? The revolutionaries are combined by different types of people. You got Ivankov trying to fight for gays. You got Sabo that lost, that got fucked up by fucking one of the higher ups, right? And he got saved, right? He has a purpose. You got Kuma trying to change. This nigga carrying a Bible, right? She has an devil fruit, right? That pumps you up. I bet you she got that devil fruit just to hype herself up. She had issues from the past where maybe she wanted to, you know, she got a man's name, Bello, right? She probably had to she probably changed her gender just to so Big News, take over, please.
Wait, Big News, let me take this real quick.
Okay.
My thing
Take it
is,
over.
like, listen, y'all are talking about Jinbei fighting for his people, and I get that that's cool and all, but let's look at what the revolutionaries are doing. Their job is probably one of the most impactful, if not the most, in this series. They are going against inequality. They are going against that completely. You saw how Sabo was on the come up. This man didn't like how royals treated him, and it's safe to assume that everybody who comes to this cause feels that same way. Something is wrong with this world, and it needs to be changed. Bello Betty rose to the top to make sure she had that position, and is now leading the charge in all these islands in the New World to rebel against celestial dragons, to rebel against the world government. Their cause is a lot bigger than just saving a race of fishmen. She's fighting for those niggas too. Jinbei's just fighting for them. He's mad that his people are getting treated wrong. But the revolutionaries, they're mad that everybody's getting treated wrong. Go ahead.
This nigga, right? I mean, okay, if he has a sad story, right? Luffy people do something, right? This nigga was on the piggyback of Fisher Tiger, right? Then on the piggyback of Whitebeard. And then now he's on the piggyback of Luffy.
Stop.
This nigga's not a sad.
Stop. All right. We will now enter the rebuttal portion.
Oh shit, bro. Fuck.
Okay, well, I just gotta really, I mean, like, I really like the headcanon. That's a good job. I just got one question, really. Like, like, where can you tell me, like, what you was doing? I don't know, say, 15 years ago.
15 years ago, Bello Betty was fighting against the world government. Can you tell me what Jinbei was doing at age 5?
Jinbei was in the gutter with his niggas.
Getting mistreated by the world government.
Getting mistreated.
By like all the other fishmen.
I like the headcanon. Now, Bello Betty's past is so dangerous, so remotely, undeniably the most unfortunate. Oda didn't even have time to write it. He is still working it out as we talk right now.
Exactly.
Please.
You know what I call that? Big news. I call that shit a mystery, my nigga. What I'm talking about here with motherfucking Jinbei, right, is a nigga who in his past bred a monster named Arlong who caused havoc in the East Blue that he has regret over. Now, due to his captain, now that he's Nakama with this bitch. He caused her pain directly because of his actions that we actually know about.
Jinbei's past cannot be that bad if he's under the protection of Whitebeard. Then after that, he's under the protection of Big Mom. And then he goes under protection of the world government. Come on, bro. It's not that bad at all. He's having a great
How hard can Bello Betty's
time.
past really be when she can get niggas to fight for her? Like, she literally just has to sit back and let another wave her flag, and another nigga fights her battles. How hard has life really been for her, dog? Like, she's literally just a fucking tool. She sits in the back, waves a flag, and she chills, my nigga. She ain't seen no struggle. She ain't seen no blood. She ain't seen no fucking war.
Listen, you're sleeping on that,
do
though.
shit. She just sits back and waves her flag and empowers her soldiers, my nigga. She's a general that sits back on her fat ass. That's it.
Listen, you need someone that can say, will you, this is her quote, right? Will you die or will you fight? You could tell she went through some past, right?
I bet you.
That's fine. You guys want to wait. No,
Whoa, no piggyback.
You guys want to talk? You guys want to listen? You guys want to talk about who's under the protection? Who is Bello Betty under? Dragon, right? The world's most dangerous man. While Jinbei, you wanna forget that. Before he was fucking protected by Big Mom, he was a warlord. So no, he wasn't completely protected by Whitebeard because he had his own fucking shit going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was out here trying to make gains for his whole race, and then you talk about sacrifice. He had to sacrifice to get somebody else to make it look good.
I'm glad you brought that up. No, Reynolds, I got this. I'm glad you brought that up. She's under the most wanted man in the world. She's going against the world government. Jinbei is under protection of Whitebeard. And he's a warlord, so he doesn't need to run from them. So he's good there. And after Whitebeard died, he's under protection of Big Mom and literally on her crew. He's okay. His past is fine.
Wait, hold on, Black Luffy, hold on, Black Luffy, hold on. Like, that's all of that is okay. That is cool. I just want to know what island she's from. That's what I would like to know.
All right, let me say something, right? Listen, you literally say just cheering ain't shit, right? This is what she does, right? She teaches them how to fish. She doesn't she empowers them, right? She stands up for justice. That's her backstory. Justice.
How is he Gucci when we meet him he's in a prison because of his own choices? How is that Gucci? How is that protection on Whitebeard and you're just good because you have a title of warlord? That shit can be taken away.
This nigga was stupid. Why did he stop? He
Listen.
left his own title.
Bruh, he's in the gutter.
Yo, stop the
He's a
interruption.
fighter.
Stop piggybacking.
He had privileges, my nigga. Listen, right? He had to save Ace. Oh, I want to go save Ace. That's his fucking problem, right? Battle Betty, like many revolutionaries in Dragon's army, have a history of to resolve to help each person in the world, right? They want to change the system. Look what they did to Lost Country. She's doing that for the East Blue, my nigga. All right? She
I
taught
would
an
like-
ordinary town
Stop.
how to.
I would like to
I
know
read-
how much of this was a
That's a
struggle for her. Like, how much of this was a struggle for her, like, specifically? Because from what I saw, all she really has to do is just lay back and let some other nigga do her job. She don't really be out there fighting. Jinbei puts his life on the line in every situation. He fucking risked his life to save Luffy. He fucking risked his life to save his captains. He fought vice admirals when Fisher Tiger got attacked. Jinbei has always been on the spotlight, on the line at all times, putting his body on the line. Bella Betty sits back and watches.
That's great what Jinbei is doing and all, but what Bella Betty is doing is something bigger. She's showing those people to stand up on their own and fight for themselves. Pinkbeard, a man under Blackbeard, a powerful opponent, showed up, and she got niggas with pitchforks, civilians who have no combat ability, and told them, get the fuck up, get off your ass and defend your country. This is how it's gonna be. I ain't gonna help you. You guys are gonna do it yourselves. Y'all gonna fight for yourselves. That's what she did. She didn't get them a fish. She taught them how to fish. That's what she did. She came, and you know she came from the gut.
But the question was, which character had the most unfortunate past? What you're talking about is her introduction. So I, again, want to know, what island is she from?
My point. It doesn't matter what
Hey, it's
island
cool,
she's
nigga.
from. I got this, Mo. It doesn't matter what island she's from. The most unfortunate thing she has is being born a woman. Jinbei could never imagine that.
That is not true because even we know that women were put above second-class citizens in our society. The same thing with fishmen, that they're put below fucking women. What are you talking about?
I don't think you know the Asian culture. That's a man-driven side. My point. This is a Japanese manga. In manga, they put men first. Women are second. They're slaves. They do whatever they want. And she is a woman in a man-written manga. That's the most unfortunate thing you could be.
So we also know that fishmen are seen as black people in the fucking One Piece world, right? Black people weren't even considered, like, if we're going back to like how we view the world and everything like that, black people weren't considered people like before women were considered people. Like they women could vote before black people even had a right to be considered a fucking person. Like, so if we're talking about fishmen being the black people of the fucking One Piece world, that means they're still not considered a fucking person.
What's worse, Jay Hudson, being black or being a black woman? She is a woman and she's fighting against the world. Jinbei has the world on his side. Please stop.
You show me one Okama that has been hunted down and captured by celestial dragons. You show, like, seriously, just answer that question. Show me one Okama that's been hunted by celestial dragons.
Jinbei is hunted by celestial dragons now? What? He's A-okay. He has the world at his hand. He can swim.
Listen, we're still here talking about unfortunate past. The fact that she's a woman doesn't matter in One Piece because there are women that are Yonko, there are women that are warlords, there are women all over the world in One Piece. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? All of these niggas is oppressed. It's not just one. It's not one person. Tell me where she's from. Tell me what she looked like when she was 20. You know what I'm saying? Just give me something about who she fucked with. I want to know one thing other than her introduction. One.
First of all, it's not women. It's one woman, and she stands out to be a monster. That's Big Mom. Two, there is no woman admiral, no woman in the girl say none of that going on. So please stop it. Don't tell me the women are not oppressed in this manga. You're tripping.
There are women celestial dragons. There are women in the Marines. There are women. I don't know. It still does not matter who is Bella. What is unfortunate about her past?
The fact that you are saying who is she? That's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that Oda didn't give her a past.
All you gotta know is that it's the tragic past.
Yeah. Let's go. Let's go.
Wait, there's nothing more unfortunate than you have to roll up on a Yonko's territory and feed a bitch some fucking cupcakes. What are you talking about?
He works for her. That's his job. He signed up for that.
He signed up
He
that
wanted-
because he
if
had
he
no
wanted-
choice. He had to protect his people.
All right.
So
That's
he
what I'm
lost the
saying.
captain who was
Stop.
hoping to protect his people, so he
Stop.
had no.
Full response portion.
She doesn't have a pass, so y'all have no argument. Tell me, where is she from? Tell me
Wait,
where she's
so-
from.
So you think she just magically 20?
She
Tell me
protects
where
the
she
East
from.
Blue,
Tell me where
nigga.
she
She
from.
protects the East Blue.
I know she not.
So
Tell
I'm
me how she
guessing
got
she's from
there.
the East Blue, bro. She
Tell me how
protects
she
the East
got
Blue.
there.
I'll tell you that.
Where's she from?
You think she just magically became that age? You think she?
Wait, wait. So you think she just popped on the Earth? Like, is that what you
Yeah,
think?
that's very
we don't
unfortunate.
know. That's the problem.
That's
We
very
don't
unfortunate
know.
that you think of that. So
We
very
don't
unfortunate.
know. She could be.
That's how tragic it is. That's how fucking sad it is. Like
We
we
don't
don't even know. Like that's
Is
how
she
tragic.
Keep helping us out.
Even
Like,
her
we got to
introduction
hear.
wasn't
We got
tragic.
to hear about Jinbei's story. We got to know.
You don't even
about
know where she come from. So
But the fact that this bitch joined up with the Revs who are fighting for justice.
Repeat what you just said.
Nigga,
You
you
got
know.
to hear Jinbei's story. Did you not? We know how sad this motherfucking story is. Tell me where she's from.
And it's even more sad. It's even more sad we don't know. It's even more sad we don't know that.
No,
Bruh,
nigga, so we
her
know that.
introduction
You know
wasn't
what
even
that
sad.
means? It's a mystery, motherfucker. That's what that's
Yeah.
called. A
And
mystery.
some mysteries are tragedies, my nigga. They're
very
some of them all.
tragic.
Clues with this bitch.
By
That's
your
what we
own
looking for.
admission, by your own words, her backstory is unfortunate. So stop playing.
Her backstory is unfortunate. What is her backstory? Tell me.
Fighting the
Tell me,
world
tell me,
government,
tell-
being
tell-
Bello
tell
Betty.
me,
Wait.
tell
So
me, tell
you
me,
think
tell
she
me,
just joined up with the Revs because it was fun? You don't think she had a cause? She had a cause. Dead ass.
Mo, tell me her backstory.
Jinbei's backstory is great. Would love
Tell
Bello
Tell
Betty
me
would
her
love to have.
backstory. Tell me her
So
backstory.
Bello Betty would love to have Jinbei's backstory because she
Tell
doesn't
me
have
her
one.
backstory.
So what's better? So what's better?
Stop.
Hey, y'all, chill.
Stop. Soap. If you repeat the same phrase again, you'll be muted for a minute. Please continue.
What is better? Oh, are we starting?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
What is better, having a video game or not having one? Having a parents or not having one? Having a backstory or not having one? Please
I would
stop.
rather have the knowledge of a video game than not knowing anything, than not knowing video games don't exist. That's what we're talking about with Bella.
At least you have a video game. She doesn't have one.
We got a video game. She don't even know video
Thinking
games
about the
exist.
bullshit
That's
of a
who
video
Bella
game.
Betty is.
Yeah, and even for what we have of her, for what we've seen of her, it definitely hasn't been sad. That's the bad part about
It's
the
definitely
movie.
worse than
She
Jinbei's.
was chilling. She was chilling, sitting back, letting some other niggas fight. That's
Jinbei
how
being under the
that's
protection
how
of
we
everybody.
see her.
It's
That's all we
She
know of her
literally
history.
She literally
keep saying that,
inspired
right?
motherfuckers on her
Her
introduction. bruh.
backstory is so tragic that I can't even relate to her because it's a mystery.
Exactly.
That's
Let's
how
talk
tragic it
about
is.
Jinbei's
Jinbei goes from the gutter. He's the
All
epitome.
right, stop.
He is the
If this happens again, we won't have this portion.
Oh, listen. What is so you talking about a female, right? She a cheerleader. Whenever you learn a cheerleader, that's fucking tragic. That's what she do. She cheer for people.
Let me explain to you.
What is a cheerleader? That's for women. A women derivative.
Okay, stop. That is the end of the round. If the captains will meet me in for the people for the dice roll.
Low diff.
All right, can I go? Let me go first. Oh wait, let them go first.
Let them go first.
You guys go.
We
Yeah,
want to end it.
Yeah, we gonna end it big time.
You didn't even
You gotta
roll.
roll, Red
Oh, you got to roll, Red Nose.
Oh damn.
What are you
What is
talking?
wrong with you?
Hey, you're not gonna talk to my captain like that.
Yo,
Hey,
yeah.
your captain, you need to be captain. He's not
Tell
doing the
him,
right
tell him, big
thing.
news.
Listen to him. He
Oh,
treating
my
you like you
God.
captain.
Go,
Go, y'all
God
go
damn,
first.
I'm trash, bro. Big news, you, bro.
No, stop.
You're not trash, Red Nose.
Soap.
They can go first.
All right.
All right. Oh, you
have 2
scared?
minutes.
Oh, you got Jinbei. You still scared? God
Is
damn.
it our turn?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let
So
me
let
go
me lay
first.
out the point. Okay, go, Red Nose.
All right, listen, right. This is her famous quote. They got she's OP. Will you die or will you fight? Choose your own fate. This is aligning to her own fate, right? She's trying to help these people. She gave out a recruitment card because she cares about her own past. She cares about the people. That's her past, the people, right? Betty treats people like the way she talks to these people is rudely, insulting them, right? She refers like she always degrades them, right? It shows that she, even though she's trying to encourage these niggas, this bitch got a bad past. She's a female. Go ahead.
All right, let me express my process when making this woman. It's a girl with a cheer through. Take fruit away, nobody's listening to her at all. Even where we're at right now, and the other three commanders are there fighting for Detroit and
Big
Greenville,
news.
and she's at home.
1 second. Stop the timer.
My mic is messed up.
Yeah.
You got this, bro. Your mic got this. Encouragement, bro. We got this, Bello. Bello. Let's get it.
Is my mic better?
All right. Go ahead and try now.
Because Bello got us hyped. I have a bad pass too.
Go ahead. Begin big news.
Is my mic better?
Yeah.
As I was saying, she got left at home while the other three commanders in Sabo are fighting admirals. I stress again, what is better, having parents or not having parents? Having a video game or not having a video game? Having feats in your backstory or not having feats at all? You can go, Mo.
Yeah, and my thing is too, like Bello Betty, the fact that I don't know her story means I can't relate to her. That's how sad it is. Jimbe, I can relate to him. I know the shit he went through. I see that all the time here. That is something I'm used to. The fact that Bello Betty's a mystery that I don't know about is so tragic. And the line Red Nose mentioned earlier, that the ability, the quote, that amazing quote she made, shows you that her struggle was real. When she was in the sewers, when she was struggling in the past, she probably had people fighting for her, and some man taught her, which was probably Dragon, saying, nah, you got to fight for others, you got to make them fight for themselves. That's what you got to do. And that shows me all I need to know.
She believes in one freedom, nigga, right? One freedom.
Soap.
All right. So the one thing I get when I see Bella Betty, I see one thing from her, and that's privilege. She has the privilege to sit out on battles because she's there to inspire the army. We don't know anything about her. Like, like when we saw Jinbei, we got his backstory. You know what I saw from like someone who's been through some shit? Tears, my nigga. I saw him cry actual tears of a fisherman. He's had to go through the ringer, go through the struggle of being a fisherman, treated terrible by the world government. Bella Betty ain't go through shit. She even got to sit out the fucking fight against the admirals because she has privilege. If y'all want to take over.
Listen, their whole argument concedes our point, essentially. You already heard Mo. Listen, we can relate to Jinbei. His story is sad. We're saying that, but the fact that we don't know about Belly, that's what's truly tragic. The question was, why does your character have the most unfortunate past? We know Jinbei's past. Where is Bello Betty from? What was she doing? How did she get to the Revolutionary Army? You know what I'm saying? We don't know none of that. And the fact that they're talking about, oh, she's a woman and that's sad in itself, bet you won't say that shit to your girl. I promise you that. I promise you that. Damn, I bet you won't go to your girl talking about, bitch, I bet it's sorry to be you. Try and do that shit, see what happened. Jinbei is a motherfucker we can relate to and we can recognize as the struggle because we actually know what he went through. Black Luffy.
I completely agree. The absence of evidence, not the evidence of absence. You can't just sit here and tell me
No.
You cannot sit here and tell me all this headcanon about her struggle and shit when you have no panels, no evidence. That is not struggle. That is not sadness. I shed no tears for shit I don't know about. But I have panels and I have actual sympathy for shit that a nigga that's a second-class citizen in the One Piece world that lives under fucking water that nobody fucking cares about and is a slave and are hunted and become slaves to celestial dragons and even a female that just has some fisherman karate became a slave of the fucking celestial dragon. What are you talking, like a little fish mermaid? What are you talking about? So they are literally the worst off in the series.
Yeah, like honestly, like Bella Betty, we haven't seen anything from her. We don't know what anything. She has no record of struggle.
Stop. Oh my. We might need 2 minutes for this one.
Yo, that's
big news.
We'll be right back.
Killed me. That shit was funny, motherfucker. Goddamn it.
We don't know nothing. That's the saddest thing about it.
He said that shit is unfortunate.
Big news. Oh my God, big news. Please.
That was hilarious, motherfucker. Goddamn it.
Yo, when he said that, he gave me hype, bro. Like, yo, we got something.
No, nah, you ain't got nothing. The fuck.
That's crazy.
That shit.
He's the MVP, bro.
That
Yo,
was
we got
incredible.
that
That
fucking
was a
scenario. I couldn't
performance,
have laughed
motherfucker.
harder.
Damn.
We were celebrating in our group chat, dog. We was cracking the fuck up.
I knew that was fucked up as soon as they picked Betty before the question was even asked.
All right. This was exactly what it was supposed to be. This is the One Piece draft. Mother.
Hello?
I mean, good. That was a very entertaining debate, as usual. Man, I love the passion on on Red Nose's team. All y'all did a phenomenal job with the argument that y'all came up with, especially considering the circumstances you guys had to deal with. Very admirable, big news. You're like passion again. Every round was on the forefront. Very nice. But since it was about a character's actual backstory, and since we don't actually have anything to present for Bella Betty, it's a neg diff for Soap.
Thank you.
Soap's team.
Thank you.
Oh.
I like I was listening to this battle, and one thing the Team Red knows that I admire was that they found a way to argue, and for a long, long time they shifted the point of this debate. So much so that a lot of the other teams forgot why they were debating. And the point of when you brought out she's a woman and you started using real world concepts that everybody could identify with was brilliant. You brought up the fact that it's in Japan. You use stereotypes that people play on. Like those were all masterful words. And I'm gonna say it. The line where you said her back story, it's when you said that her backstory is so bad, Oda doesn't even want to write it like that. That almost swayed me. But on the opposing team, the team leader, Soap, kept hammering home the fact that the question was what was the backstory, and even his constant repeating question of what island is she from, that alone kind of kept driving a nail into whatever headway you got. So I had to give it to a team. Oh my god. Team Soap.
Thank you.
Team Big News. It's as simple as that. The argument was on their side 95% of the time. We spoke about Bella Betty 95% of the time. There was even a point in the argument where something as irrelevant as she's a woman became a focal point. Even in the conclusion, it was mentioned. That is how you sway a discussion when you're at a disadvantage, and I believe that the best debater here was clearly on the Red Nose team. So I chose that side. But that ends the match. With the total scores for this round being a 1-2 victory for the Soap team, it looks like the final score ends up being... One second.
6-3.
6-3. 6-3. Once again, we get a 63 score to end the match. Last night was also in the same result. Check out that video for more information about that. We'll be having the next match in the Discord on the 11th. So everybody here come through. If you're watching in on TV. Excuse me, not on TV. We're gonna get there. Though. We're gonna get there. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to come into the Discord, like, subscribe. Everybody, like, subscribe. We already hit 500. I believe yesterday. Let's get to 600 for the next match. Tell me what you guys thought about the video. By the way, all the viewers, you guys have fan votes in the comment section right now. You're able to vote for who was the best debater and which team debated the best. Please do that. So
Big news. What you want your name to be, bruh?
Yo!
Whatever you want it to be, man.